Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Opportunities for Minecraft. This is the second episode in the series where I highlight some, potential opportunities for Minecraft. It's kind of in the title, but today we'll be looking at potential opportunities to expand inventory space within Minecraft, and I'm still ascending to the heavens here apparently. But yeah, we're looking at ways to increase the inventory space within Minecraft in a way that makes sense and a way that allows the player to get more inventory, and I have truly ascended at this point. We are now on the ethereal plane. Absolutely fantastic. Let's just fall back down and let's get started taking a look at how we can do that. Of course, before I can talk about how to expand the inventory, we need to talk about why it needs to be expanded. So, here is why. We take a look at our inventory now in 1.16. You can see we have 27 inventory slots and 9 slots on the hotbar. Let's now journey back to the alpha version of Minecraft, which was released about 10 years ago, and see what the inventory is like back there. Can confirm, it's the same size. So there you have it, guys. Fundamentally, the size of the player's core inventory has not changed in over a decade. So you still have the same 27 slots here and then 9 slots on your hotbar. They have added an offhand, which is very nice, and they have added a lot of external features to your inventory to help you out, as well as some quality of life changes, which are very much appreciated with the shift clicking, and also, you can sort of spread items out really easily and then double click them. So those are fantastic inventory changes and should not be discounted. And we also, of course, have the ender chest, which is basically like, cloud storage in Minecraft, which is fantastic, as well as the shulker box here themselves, which allow you to store 27 stacks of things inside of them. However, with the number of blocks in the game now, I feel like even the shulker boxes are beginning to fall short a bit. And the reason is because there's so many blocks, and you want to have these blocks accessible whenever you're building something. So you want to have these accessible in your inventory somewhere. And basically, we need more inventory space to be able to do that, to be able to combine blocks and not have to constantly place down a shulker box, take out the item, and then keep placing. So my suggestion is we need a way to fundamentally increase the size of the player's inventory. So there are a couple of opportunities for how you would do this if you wanted to increase the inventory size. One way would be to just simply buff the inventory straight up. So just code in an additional couple of rows of inventory space for the player. That would be one way, as you can see here. This would be sort of what it would look like. So you now have 6 inventory rows instead of just the default 3 we have currently. So that would be one way. But I think a little bit more of an interesting way, an in-game way to do it, would be to add a new enchantment called Deep Pockets. So this Deep Pockets enchantment would have 3 levels: Deep Pockets 1, Deep Pockets 2, and Deep Pockets 3. And every level, as you can see on these books here, would expand your inventory by 1 row. So essentially, if you had Deep Pockets 1 on a piece of leggings, and this would be an exclusive enchantment for leggings, which are sorely lacking in enchantments. Basically, if you add this to your leggings like so, you put in your diamond leggings, you put in your Deep Pockets 1, this would give you the Deep Pockets 1 enchantment on some pants. So this would be basically right here. Take this out, and this would add 1 extra row to your inventory. And so this would basically look like this. So yeah, that would be the Deep Pockets 1 enchantment. And then obviously Deep Pockets 2 expands your inventory by 2 rows, so it would look like this. And then finally Deep Pockets 3 would give you the full 3 extra rows of inventory space to use however you'd like. So that would be a pretty useful way to increase your inventory space. And I think it's useful for a couple of reasons. So I feel like this Deep Pockets idea is quite useful for a number of reasons. Reason number one is, believe it or not, there might be some people who may not want to have their inventory expanded because it adds a lot more blocks and just allows the inventory to get potentially a little bit more cluttered. So it allows players to choose if they want to expand their inventory or not. Some people might be perfectly fine with 27 slots plus your hotbar. They might be perfectly fine with that. And in this way, the player can choose if they want to expand their inventory, if they want to double the size of their inventory or not. Or maybe they just want to add 1 additional row. Maybe that's enough for them. So this allows a lot of customization in how much inventory space the player will have to work with. The other reason why I think this makes a lot of sense is because pants are severely lacking in unique enchantments. So the enchantments you can place on pants currently are all the protections here. So we have the protections, we have thorns, we have mending, we have unbreaking, and there's also the curse enchantments you can put on there, but I didn't include those because usually you don't willingly put those on yourself. So those are the enchantments for pants, but if we take a look at other items in the game, for instance like boots, these have a lot more potential enchantments that are of use to players. So they have all the protections, the thorns, the mending, the unbreaking, but they also have the feather falling, they have depth strider, they have frostwalker, and they have soul speed, which all are sort of unique and exclusive to the boots. Whereas pants have no enchantment like that. So I feel like the deep pockets enchantment would be something unique to pants that would be useful and would be utilized by a lot of players in the game. I also feel like this idea simply makes sense from an expansion perspective, because basically what it does is it expands from our current inventory, which is equivalent to one chest, 27 slots of items, to a double chest, which is 54 slots of items. So just from a pure expansion standpoint, this makes a lot of sense going from one chest of inventory space to two chests of effective inventory space. One other thing that could be interesting if this idea was implemented is that you could then use it to drop items super quickly. So say for instance, if you had your Deep Pockets 3 pants on, right? And you had a bunch of, let's just say, cobblestone in the top 3 slots, right? So this bottom part of your inventory, this is like the persistent inventory that never can change. But as you take pants on and off, those inventory slots up here will be removed, right? So basically, this would allow you to drop those top 3 rows of inventory spaces super, super quickly just by taking your pants off, moving out of the way after the items drop on the ground, and then putting them back on. So that could be potentially useful for things like super smelters, because currently the fastest way to do this, besides dying, would be to do this, Control and Q. And this is fast, but it could be even better with this deep pockets idea and with the inventory expanding and contracting based upon whether or not you're wearing pants with deep pockets. So that could be a kind of niche use, but definitely could be very useful to certain players in certain scenarios. So there we have it, guys, a new idea on how to potentially upgrade pants and allow players to carry more items on them at the same time. So, if you enjoyed today's episode, please consider watching episode 1 as well on fireworks and all about how there are some potential opportunities for fireworks in the game. But for now, thanks again for watching. This has been Cub. Goodbye.